The time and attendance page can be accessed via the Payroll Settings tab, here, and also here. You can find the time and attendance page under the Business Management section here. You can see there are two tabs on this page, Kiosk Management and Employee Access. Time and attendance kiosks can be set up to allow employees to clock on and off when they begin and end their shifts. You can also add, edit, and delete kiosks from this page. Full access users can set up a new kiosk for Clock Me In to connect to. However, restricted access users with kiosk access are not able to add new kiosks. If you already have kiosks set up within the business, they will be listed here. If you would like to add a new kiosk, all you have to do is click the Add Kiosk button on the right-hand side of the screen. You'll then need to enter the following details. The name of the kiosk. The name you add here will be shown at the top of the kiosk when it's running. The location of the kiosk. You can choose from the locations that you've already set up within the business by clicking on the drop-down box here. When setting the location for your kiosk, you'll need to be mindful that the location you choose as the kiosk location will affect what the employee is able to select when clocking in. If you do not want employees picking multiple locations when clocking in, you need to set up the kiosk by assigning it to the location that should always be attached to the timesheet created for that employee. If, however, you do want your employees to have access to multiple locations when clocking in and out, it would be better to create one kiosk and use the parent location as the assigned location for that kiosk. This will allow employees to select from any of the sub-locations of the parent location they have access to. You can check what locations an employee has access to by going to their Employee File Locations page. Next, you'll need to select the time zone for the kiosk. You can restrict employees to approved locations only by ticking this box here. This will mean that employees will only be able to select from locations that have been enabled for them. And once again, you can check which locations have been enabled for an employee via the Employee File Location page. If Make this kiosk available to all restricted users with Clock Me In access is ticked, any restricted user which is set up via the Payroll Settings Manage Users page will automatically be given access to this kiosk. Capture photo when clocking on or off. If this is ticked, the employee must take a photo when clocking on or off. The option allows employees to apply rostered start and finish times when clocking on or off. If you select this, you will need to set the number of minutes an employee can apply the rostered start and end time up to. The last two settings here at the bottom of the page are the two options that have been set via the Payroll Settings Timesheets page. These are whether or not employees must select a work type for their shift, and whether employees must select a location for their shift. If you want to change these settings, you'll need to do it via the Timesheets page. It's worth noting that if you're a full access user, you can also add a kiosk within Clock Me In once you log in. You're able to delete a time and attendance kiosk at any time by hovering over the kiosk that you want to delete and clicking the red cross to the right of the screen here. You can restore a deleted kiosk by going to Payroll Settings, Restore Deleted Items page, and selecting Time and Attendance Kiosk from the drop-down box. A list of all deleted kiosks will appear, and you can click the Restore option against the kiosk that you would like to reinstate. We're now going to take a look at the Employee Access tab. This is where you grant access to the kiosks for the employees. This will enable employees to clock onto any kiosk. All you have to do is select the employee that you'd like to enable and click Grant Access. You can revoke access by clicking on the employee again, and this time clicking on Revoke Access. If you'd like to grant or revoke access in bulk, simply click on the box to the left of the name field. This will tick all the boxes. You can then click on Grant or Revoke Access. Once access is enabled for an employee, they will receive an email with their employee ID and PIN code. You should be aware the PIN number supplied in the email is temporary. The employee will be asked to change this the first time they clock on. To be able to log into the kiosk that you have created, you'll need to download the Clock Me In app onto any iPad. It's important to note that this is only available on an iPad. You will need to log into the Clock Me In app using the same username and password that you'd logged into the web version with. And that's all for the time and attendance kiosk page. We hope you found it useful.